It is almost 5:30 a.m. and we are getting ready to go to the first day of infusions. And I have to be there at 7:15. So in order to get something to eat, because that's what they suggested, that you eat before you come, not to do this on an empty stomach, and get dressed and pack up all of my stuff. This is what time we have to get up. Okay, so we are starting the infusions for today. A lot of stuff being infused before the chemo for today. We've been here since around 7:15. The nurse that's handling all of this today, she's been great. And I've been checked on by Jen, who's the nurse coordinator for my transplant. So we've got that all under control today. When you are coming to the hospital, make sure that you have something to eat that morning. Do not come here on an empty stomach. I'm hoping that that'll make a difference for today. But when you get here, they do give you a lot of anti-nausea medication to help through that. So they will do blood work. So it's a big deal. A lot of stuff that has to be done this morning, so get here early. Okay, so as I was editing this portion of the video, which was the first day of chemo, I remembered that a lot has happened from this video to the next video that I'm going to post. So the day of the infusion of the chemo was pretty uneventful. I did find myself, feeling pretty good that day. I actually did pretty well, even though I had to go back to the hospital each day to get Zarzio injections. And that was just because of an insurance issue. Even though I had to go to the hospital every day, I still felt pretty good for the most part. Unfortunately, the hotel we were staying in, the guests were a little noisy every night, so I didn't get much sleep. And that ended up accumulating and causing a lot more issues, even the following week. But so a week after my infusion, so my infusion was on the 16th. So on the 13th, so the following Wednesday, no, the 23rd. Wow, my math is off. Anyway, 7 days later, exactly a week later, that Wednesday, I just was exhausted. I just laid around. I was working remotely as much as I could. I was not able to work full days. I ended up by Monday. So the Monday following my infusion, I ended up only working about half days, maybe a little longer, or I would do like 2-hour spurts. So fortunately I have a job where I can do that. But by that Wednesday, I couldn't even do a 2-hour spurt. All I wanted to do was just lay in bed. I had to take all of these steroids. Unfortunately, the side effect for me for steroids is that I lose my taste. I really don't have any other issues with them. I do get a little bit of swelling in my feet and ankles, but it's not horrible. Um, the worst part for me is that I can't taste anything. So I put all this great food in my mouth and I can't taste it. So it's like I'm just eating mush. So it makes me not want to eat. So I have to force myself to eat. I was drinking lots of fluids. Um, like I felt like I was drinking an excessive amount of fluids. But when I went to my appointment every day, because you'll go each day and they will check your blood, because they're monitoring your numbers, but they will also determine if you might be dehydrated and give you fluids while you're there. So if they need to give you electrolytes, any blood products, any of that kind of stuff, it'll all be done that day when you check in. Um, I did not have to have any blood products until um, about on 10 days later, 10 days after the infusion day. I did have to have a unit of platelets, and they only did that. I was borderline, and they just wanted to be safe, so that they could collect stem cells on Monday, the 28th. So that was the only time I had to have any type of blood product. So, but every day I had to have fluids. Like, even though I was in the restroom more than I felt like I was sitting around or laying in bed, and I was drinking lots of fluids, just because, I was trying to stay hydrated. Um, I still had to have fluids every day. And I didn't really mind that because the room that you're in when you're getting these fluids and everything, for the most part, it's quiet. There's not a lot going on. You have that room to yourself, and the chair is pretty comfortable. So I would just get comfortable, turn some music on, and there's a TV in there if you want to watch TV. I'm just not a big TV watcher. Um, and so you can, so I just would just chill out. And infusing a bag of saline it took about 2 hours. So, I just took advantage of that and rested because I wasn't so sure that when I was going to get to the hotel it was going to be quiet. So I took advantage of any time I could sleep, to do that. The cool thing about while I was up there that week, and you'll see here in some photos, is that they were setting up for the presidential debate. So I got to see all of that being set up from right outside my treatment room every day because it's, one big glass wall. So you can look out back and you could see them setting up for the debate. So that was pretty cool. We didn't run into a lot of traffic issues. There weren't any protests or craziness going on. So it all was quiet. Even when we went up there, um, the we were up there the Monday before the debate. So the debate was on a Tuesday. I was up there on Monday. And in this next, if you keep watching my videos, the next video, you'll see what we were doing that Monday. So I just wanted to let y'all know like what the end result was after getting the chemo. The chemo and the Zarzeo injections, that all did what it was supposed to. So, I was able to collect stem cells on the day that they had me scheduled. Um, so that's kind of what you can expect after you get the chemo. Just, you're just, when your numbers start going downhill, you don't feel awesome, you don't feel great. If you're trying to work remotely, if you have the ability to do that, you're probably going to be only working like half days or in 2 hour spurts, just whatever you feel like doing. So, um, thankfully, that only lasted for that for a week or so. But once they collected my stem cells, my numbers were starting to come back up, so I started feeling better each day. So, that's how it affected me. Of course, everybody's different. It's going to be different for you if you're watching this video and looking into HSCT at the Cleveland Clinic.